Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. I am your host, Donnie C, and with me, as always, at least 99.99% of the time, my good friend Dave. Dave, how you doing today, buddy?
It'd be better if we could figure out the technical aspects of this podcasting stuff. So we are aware of my freezing.
What are you talking about, Dave? You freeze?
Apparently, I do it a lot, and I've refreshed my computer. I've changed my mouse. I've changed my camera. I've changed my modem. I've done everything, and it just seems to be still freezing. So
I believe there's a problem with the software. We're working on it, so I apologize to anybody if it's aggravating. Close your eyes and just listen to our voices.
Yeah.
Just
listen.
listen.
The audio. There's nothing wrong with the audio.
On StreamYard or on YouTube, just audio version of this. Just listen and enjoy our voices.
Exactly.
If you haven't seen the show before, welcome to the program. Basically, what happens is me and my good friend Dave here, we talk, we go back and forth about current events, things that happen in our lives, and we play games. And today's game is one of the favorites. It's Fist of Fury today. That's right. Today is Fist of Fury, Battle of the Bands. So we're excited about that. I don't know what's going to happen, but Dave's going to get me a whole bunch of bands. And I got to tell you who's going to come out on top. And then at the end of the season, we'll have a battle royale of all the bands with all the champions. But we've got that. We've got some current events that we're going to talk about or current things that we've done in our lives. And also, we're going to answer some of your questions. And how do you send your questions in? Well, you send your questions to shootingitstraightwdc@gmail.com. What happens is my good friend Dave gets the emails. I do not see them. I do not want to see them. This show is all about me being ad-libbed and just coming off the cuff and doing what I got to do. So I'm going to do it, and I'm going to enjoy it. But you send in your questions, and Dave can ask me your questions while we're recording or live when we go live. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and bing, ring the bell for notifications. This way you know when we're going live. Check out us on our social medias also if you like. I'll throw that up real quick. This way you just happen to see it. I got to remove that one first and bring that one. There they are. You check us out on our social media so you can see what's going on and what we're doing and when we're coming back and going live and all that other good stuff. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Every show is a good time. I'm always laughing. Dave's always laughing. Hopefully you're always laughing. Last week we did a serious show. It's a little bit different. Now, this week we're back. It is still Mental Health Month, though, so we'll go over some of the stuff about that later on. But for right now, let's have some fun. Dave, welcome back.
Thank you.
How was your cruise?
It was awesome.
How much time did you spend in front of the mechanical bartender?
I passed him. I'm not going to lie, quite a bit, you know.
Yep. Don't blame you.
It just seems to be. I'm always in the vicinity of that thing. But, you know.
Not a bad place to be.
No. It was seven. We had the 7 nights on the Odyssey of the Seas. It was a spring break week. There was a ton of kids on there, which was my concern going in. However, they have what's called a C-plex section of there, which is big, gigantic, like basketball court, but it can do more there. Soccer, volleyball, all kinds of activities there. So a lot of the kids, I think, were there doing that. So it didn't really feel like there was a shit ton of kids on there.
That's the one thing that, and my children are older now. I have teenage children, so they're older. Mm-hmm. Mid to late teenagers too. Like they're getting another couple years. Mm-hmm. See you later, alligator. But I am not looking forward to ever going on vacation with kids, like little kids around like that on a regular. Like I'll do it with a family, like if my family's there and like the nieces and nephews for a little one trip. But when I'm away, Sometimes I just want to be away, like us in Vegas, Dave.
Right? Yeah. No. That's very rare though that you can get a quick escape like that.
Yeah, in October, me and Dave are going away again with our good friend James. We might have more friends, we might not, but we'll have a survey coming up soon where you get to pick what we're going to do while we're out there too. So we'll see what's going on, or when he's at least out with me over here.
Yeah.
So we'll get a list together, and you guys can start voting on that. But any excursions or anything crazy? Nothing?
No, this was more of a ship thing. We saved money because we have another cruise coming up at the end because we're bougie like that.
Well,
we have
big cruisers
in August. So we saved the money because we've been to how many times can you Nassau, the Bahamas and stuff, and there's nothing to do in Port Canaveral. So this was stay on the ship, drink my ass off, have a good time, watch the show.
That's not a bad time, Dave. That's not a bad time, and I don't blame you for that. Yeah.
No.
Especially if you've been there a couple times, so. All right.
Yeah.
Well, while you were gone
mm-hmm.
and you were enjoying yourself, I was able to, my wife for my birthday gave me I think it was my birthday. I don't remember what it was, but she gave me a gift card for a massage. And now I know that you frequent the massage parlors every month.
Once a month, baby.
Once a month you go there. I go once every 2 to 3 years. And it's
so
never good. It's never good because my body, I'm in construction and I work hard. I play hard. My body is always like tense and I try and stretch and I'm flexible and I'm good with all that stuff, but my muscles are always tight. And I've had people giving me massages and say, oh, your muscles are tight or whatever. But I had this Asian gentleman and he would go, oh, your muscles so tight. Go ahead.
Wait, you had a dude massage you?
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Never mind.
Okay. I'm okay with it. I know when I get my deep tissues, I don't mind it. I'm like, sometimes, and I know this is going to come across wrong sometimes, but I think that a man's hand sometimes can be stronger. And when you're digging into the muscles that I need dug into,
right,
I don't mind it. I'm not asking him for a happy ending, but I'm asking him to massage the knots out. So he's massaging. Not only is
he whispers in your, hey, buddy, how far do you want this to go?
Oh, you want the special? No. But I got one, and it was with the hot rocks. It was with the foot massage where they soak your feet and everything. And I've never had the full treatment like that. I shouldn't say full treatment because I never had the almost full treatment.
The truth comes out now.
But at one point, he actually, as he's digging in, I hear him say, oh my God. Like, he was like, this is too much. He actually got on the table and started digging in with his elbow and stuff. Like, it was redonkulous. I've never shared a table with a masseuse before. It was weird.
The hot rocks are phenomenal. I had that done.
That was great.
I love those. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, all right, whatever. Let's see what this is. Wonderful. I recommend it. If you haven't had them, try it. It's a good time.
The cupping technique, I don't know about that.
I've never done cupping yet.
I've seen it done. I've had it. It was temporary. Like, she did a trial for me to see if I would like it.
Right.
But then you got like friggin' 4 big fucking circles on your back because it brings up all the shit to the surface of your skin, but you're still looking disgusting.
These things happen. Listen, when she's cupping me, I want it different. I don't want the marks left there. You're cupping? Okay. Oh, that's a very good ending.
Cupping, not...
It's not the same? Okay.
No.
Speaking of explosions, off the coast of Oregon, there's a volcano that's getting ready to erupt.
Yeah.
Now, we're recording this a couple days earlier. We released on Wednesday. If it erupts before then, I'm sorry. I missed the boat by a day. My bad.
Yeah. Like, from what I saw the video or the news of it, I don't think it's really going to cause any problems. It may cause like earthquakes or something in the area. But
yeah, no problems. Just earthquakes.
Just little earthquakes. They weren't saying anything about tsunamis or anything like that.
Right.
But,
But that's what they're saying.
Right.
When has the weatherman ever been right?
Well, that's true. But this thing is also like what they say, it's a mile or whatever. It's down.
It shouldn't be too bad from what they're saying.
Right.
But who the hell knows? Mother Nature's a bitch sometimes, Dave.
Yeah, any volcano anywhere, you don't want that sucker going off anywhere near you. So
I mean, you don't mind a little smoke, a little like pressure cooker steam.
Right.
That's okay. But an eruption? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's just in a massage parlor.
Oh man.
Now I didn't know this, but speaking of underwater and cruises and all this other stuff, you brought up something to me today actually, and I've never seen this before. If you want, show the clip. If you're listening on Spotify, I'll try and explain to you what it is. So basically, they have jetpacks set to the side of their bodies underwater. And they have a button that they press. And as you press it, the propellers inside of these jetpacks or whatever propel you. So you barely have to do any swimming. You're like Aquaman underwater now, or Aqua Woman, or Aqua Person, or Aqua whoever you are underwater.
Like, that is cool, though. Like, I don't care how fast you're going. That is
well,
cool.
They have the scuba stuff where they hold on to the things and it's the propellered ones.
Right.
This is more of a hands-free. I mean, you're obviously hitting a button of some sort.
With your one hand, right.
Right. But it's a lot more where it's set up around your waist and everything else. So it definitely gives you a little bit more freedom, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I would try it. I would give it a shot.
Yeah, I would too, 100%. But yeah, it looks like it's more freestyle you can do with this than that other one because you're gripping on that with your arms. This one is just, hey, I'm moving freestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not moving. I'm just holding on for dear life. But I would definitely try that. That looks like it would be a good time. That looks pretty cool.
Like, I've never seen that, so that's kind of new.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's new or not, but it's new technology to me. That,
right. Well, it's just like having the jetpacks that you can go from column to column. When the military showed off the guy in the jetpack and stuff a year or two ago, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now it's a jetpack kind of thing underwater. Like, I wonder why Americans are getting fat and lazy. Everything's jetpack and motorized.
Because now they don't have to kick their legs. They
you don't have to kick your legs. You don't have to paddle. You don't have to kick your legs. Yeah. Me. I'm swabbing. Like the skateboards. They have the skateboards. You hit the button and like everything's just look what I can do by not moving. You're all gonna gain weight. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, they're gonna gain weight anyway as you get older.
That's true. But even the kids nowadays, like my daughter has a scooter. It's motorized. She comes zipping around. I'm like, you know how hard I had to work to go that fast? And I don't think I ever got that fast.
Nope.
I tried. All right, let's go to the shooting range.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You missed the music, Dave? I know you do.
I missed it, yeah. It's been a while, behind the scenes stuff, when you record so many, because we're going to be, missing some time, and then it takes, record for 3 weeks, and then, you get back into it, and you're like, oh, yeah. Dancing back to the music.
That's right. All right, Jav Turkey, what you got for some questions?
All right. Let's start. I got one that's kind of funny, I think, but I'm going to hold that to the last one. What's a hill you're willing to die on, but everyone else thinks you're dumb for?
There's a couple of them. I have a couple of these hills, and my wife hates them. I have at least 3 off the top of my head. Like that, I have. Okay. Don't mind the Jets. So, 1. When I used to work at CVS as an assistant manager, there was some shenanigans that went down, and my manager bought me some sodas because we would unload the truck. She was a slightly overweight woman. She was an overweight woman, and me and the other assistant were younger and stronger and were more capable for unloading the trucks and loading the shelves and stuff. So she would put us on every time on those days, and we'd unload the truck. And as a thank you, she would buy us a soda. Thanks. Okay, great. A little 1 liter bottle of soda, whatever else. Turns out she never paid for them.
Oh.
Management came in one day and started questioning me, saying that I was stealing sodas. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, you steal sodas every week. You just we have you on camera. Nobody ever pays for it. I go, so and so pays for it. My manager.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you ever ask for the receipts? I go, no. I never. Why would I ask for the receipts? It's my boss. When you go out to dinner for a meeting and the boss says, I got it, do you go, let me see the receipt? No, of course not. He would go, yes, I would. And I told the guy, I go, you're full of shit. Right then and there, I knew, like, I couldn't even hold my tongue anymore. I go, you're full of shit. I don't care if you're my boss or not. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie. Nobody's asking their boss to see the receipt.
Mm-hmm.
So I got fired.
Wow. For a soda? I better hope that was some good fucking soda. Good.
But they were threatening to possibly sue me at one point. They sent a paper saying that they were going to. So I sent it back. I had a friend of mine who had some legal knowledge, and I said, "Listen, do me a favor, just write something up and just shut them up real quick." So he did, and it was bye-bye. But ever since that day, that's right. Ever since that day, I've never. One time I went to CVS. I've never been back to CVS. My wife knows, my kids know. Nobody can go to CVS in my house. That's it. You're not allowed to CVS.
They're dead to me.
That's it. That Madonna. We don't listen to Madonna in my house, and you know that one too. And if you haven't heard that story, go back. I've talked about that a couple times. Freaking Madonna. So those are at least two right now. And then Hyundai screwed me one time for $120 or $200 or $300, whatever it was. It was peanuts. Right. But I told the service division, I go, listen, if you screw me with this and you charge me this $100, $200, I'm never buying a Hyundai again.
Right.
Ever. I'm never buying a Hyundai again. And I've had a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. I've had two Sonatas, Santa Fe's, Tucsons. Like, I've had them.
Right.
They screwed me. Never again. Hyundai is out. Those are the three.
Once you get rid of the one that you already have, though, you still have.
That's it. I still have mine. Once that's over,
right,
I am never buying another one again.
Switch to Honda. Honda's great, man. I knock on wood. I love my Honda, but
I'm getting a truck next, so we'll see.
They make trucks, don't they? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Next question. Can two people be perfect for each other, but meet at the wrong time?
Yes. Yes, because one person might not be in the right mindset or heart set to accept that person. But if they are perfect for each other, in time, I believe their tree branches will cross again, and their paths will cross, whatever way you want to say it, and it'll work itself out.
So you believe in what's that, destiny or whatever that
fate,
they made
fate and destiny, yeah.
You know,
I believe if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and somehow, some way, you'll find it, or it's going to happen.
Yeah, because you can complicate things by like, yes, you met, you weren't ready then, but then you both branched off, both got married, and then you meet again, and then you're in this whole.
How many times have you heard the stories though, where somebody was high school sweethearts or something, and they just weren't in the right place at the right time, and then they left, and they got back together years later. This person was divorced, that person was widowed, or whatever. Then they got together again, or whatever. There's always stories like that out there. So I think there's some relativity to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, I got it. I mean, yeah. Me and my wife were just meant to be. As soon as we met each other, that first date, it was like, yeah,
wonderful.
That was my fate.
Me and my wife didn't like each other on our first date. We didn't.
Well, but it must have been, you didn't hate each other that bad, where you still got a second date and then continued on. Okay, now this last question has been going, I guess you want to call it viral. It's been all over the place.
If this is this the gorilla question?
I don't know if you've heard it. So
okay,
I got some. All right. So yes, it's the 100 men versus one silverback gorilla. Who wins and why? Now, hold on, let me bring them up. Boom. We're basically talking about this bad boy.
Right.
Now, he can lift 10 times the body weight, which is about 4,000 pounds. He's got a powerful bite. Yeah, everything. This dude, I'm just, putting it out there so that people can see that this thing is nothing to fuck with. Okay?
Right.
One-on-one, I'm saying. One-on-one. So, what do you think?
There has been controversy in my house. The Donnie C household has had controversy, whatever way you want to say it. It's been going down in this house this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my take. 100 men versus one gorilla is not enough men.
Really?
I think one gorilla
I don't
can
think this, but go ahead.
take 100 men. And here's why.
Why?
In the grand scheme of things, he's fighting 10 guys. Because if he has the strength of 10 men, he's only fighting 10 guys on an equal playing field. Strength-wise. Just strength-wise.
Right.
He can also jump, use his legs, and just his brute force of just spinning and throwing and using a man against other men.
Right.
His bite. If a dude bites a gorilla, he's going to shake him off and just get pissed off. If a gorilla bites you, he crushed your skull.
Yeah, but you got 100 men. If they charge this thing
all at once,
and it's all at once, you're still telling me that gorilla's going to be able to...
How many? Okay, once they get to the gorilla, though, how many of them can actually hit him?
Oh, that's true.
How many are you going to hit him?
You go low, I go high.
Yeah, he still only gets hit by what? 8 guys? 10 guys at once?
Some people
and that's if he's not defending himself.
You get some guys try to grab the legs.
If he just goes...
But the silverback is going to get tired eventually, and
after 10 guys, he's fighting 10 men. In the grand scheme of stuff, it's 100, but he's fighting the strength of 10.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I keep hearing your side where the gorilla's going to win, and I'm like, I just don't see. Yes, the men are unarmed in this scenario. Right. The men are unarmed, Dave, but I just think the overwhelming odds of the people. Go ahead.
Here's another one. Let's say the gorilla is just standing there, not even fighting you.
Uh-huh.
How many times can you punch that gorilla before you break your hand?
I don't know. Under 5?
Okay. How many times do you think you'd have to hit a gorilla to hurt him?
Yeah, he'd be like, is that all you got, bitch?
So you got 8 to 10 guys hitting him as hard as they can, and he's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
It's like King Kong.
Yeah! I'm not saying by the end of it he's not going to be tired or whatever else, but on the other side of that, he's also an animal. Yeah. And man, in general, are weak mentally. His instinct is just to kill. Men are just, I'm going to try and survive and strategize and this and that. And by the time you think of something, he kicked your ass.
Does it change anything if you have 100 UFC fighters?
Yes. Or if it's 100 martial artists or something like that, yes. But just 100 men, gorilla every day.
Okay. If we're just, okay, I can side with that part. If we're just talking like just 100 average Joes off the street that don't know shit, yeah, right. I can see that.
But trained people to actually swing, I think it would be a better fight, and that might be a challenge. But 100 men versus a gorilla, the gorilla's still going to win. You can't, unless you tranquilize that bitch, it ain't going down.
You see the memes on TikTok or whatever where it has like, there's the gorilla sitting there eating something, and it goes, when the 99th person has entrance music, and then you'll hear like Stone Cold Steve Austin's the glass break, dun dun, right. And then the gorilla starts looking.
I haven't seen those yet.
Yeah, it's gone wild.
It has gone crazy, but yeah, I'm gonna go gorilla all day long, every day. Right. I don't think a man can hurt a gorilla, even if there's 100 of them, because I think the gorilla's only getting hit so many times, and at that point the gorilla's like, okay, like I'm stunned or it hurts a little bit, but I'm still an animal, and I don't feel the pain until I'm done killing everybody.
That's true. Yeah, the adrenaline and everything's pumping.
Yeah,
you don't get. Yeah, gotcha. All right,
not a shot. Not a shot. So take that, kids. All right. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Fists of Fury.
Well, the one thing I'm happy about is that
let me fix that.
The signal has been good. I'm not glitching or anything like that. I'm probably freezing, but whatever.
You are freezing.
I'll take the small victories.
That's right. Everything. Every little win is a win, Dave.
Okay, so now this one is going to be, I guess, me and you were talking behind the scenes, like what groups we should come up with, whatever. This one, I think we're going to go with the old school British bands.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get it. Are you ready?
I am ready.
we're going to start with, boom, Led Zeppelin
Okay.
versus Pink Floyd.
Holy crap!
What did you want it to be easy? Remember,
No.
we dumbed them down to 4, so it's.
I know. It's gonna be tough.
Every time it's gonna be a challenge.
Floyd versus Zeppelin. Wow.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's okay. I'm gonna go. Oh, both of them were really good to watch with drugs. Pink Floyd had a lot more visual effects and everything else, but Zeppelin had Floyd had such great songs too. Myself, I don't even know who I'm more for on myself. Because I enjoy both of them.
I'll tell you after you pick. I know.
Of course. I'm gonna have to choose Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin. Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin. Both of them paved the way. Both of them changed the way music was. Both of them were incredible for their time and now still timeless. Oh my God! I'm gonna go with Zeppelin, I guess. Zeppelin. Even though Pink Floyd, I don't know if I agree with myself, but I'm gonna go with Zeppelin.
Yeah, I would have went with Pink Floyd only because Zeppelin. I get why they were popular, but sometimes just for me, the songs might be just a tad too long, and it's just like end the song already. You know, I don't know. They just for me.
Floyd had some long ones too, but they had a lot of music and they had a lot of colors that went along with the concert. So when you were on acid or tripping or whatever, you do the colors and everything else was a little bit different.
Yeah, like for me, I like if it's Metallica and they're jamming with a 10-minute song, I'm all for it.
Right.
You know, but
that was what it was like for them back then.
Right. Exactly. So.
Okay. So Zeppelin, I can't believe. Wow, that was tough.
No more Pink Floyd. Bye bye.
That was a tough one.
So in the other bracket, we're going to start with Black Sabbath.
I forgot to. I don't have the loop on. I got to start that again. Okay. Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath versus the Rolling Stones.
Jesus Christ.
Is this one as tough?
It's not as tough for me because I know my choice. I think both of them had a couple of hits, but I think Rolling Stone had more hits. And as much as Black
over the
length, right? Yes, longevity of their careers, and I think that they also kind of changed with the times a little bit, where Black Sabbath just stayed in their wheelhouse, which was a great wheelhouse to be in. But
then obviously Ozzy left and moved on.
Right, and it changed. So as far as a band, Sabbath had some great songs, and I will rock out with a lot of them. But as a longevity and as a rock band battling, the Rolling Stones have the victory on that one.
Righty.
That one was easier for me.
Yeah, for me, I would have picked Sabbath, but I can't argue against what you're saying though. So, all right, in the finale.
Should be a lawyer.
In the finale for this section of Battle of the Bands, we have Rolling Stones versus Led Zeppelin.
Oh, man.
They will move on with Evanescence and Motley Crue, I think we had, right?
Yes. All right, so Rolling Stones or Zeppelin? I think Zeppelin came out stronger in the beginning and had a stronger fan base right off the bat, but I think the Rolling Stones were able to keep their high for their peak for longer, because the fact that they were still mostly alive until recently and still doing concerts and everything else, and my uncle, who was a huge Rolling, ridiculous. If they came to town, he was watching them. He would buy tickets and they would go see them and stuff.
It's amazing. I don't want to see anybody pass, but it's amazing that Ozzy's still alive, but Mick Jagger, how the hell is
the whole chicken thing? If you stop me, like it's ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
I think Zeppelin was a better band, but I think the Rolling Stones kept it going longer with the times and changing their music a little bit and adapting. And the fact that a band can adapt and that Keith Richards is still alive is a miracle in itself.
But adapt and not be like sellout.
Right.
Sellout kind of to the
correct
whatever the wave is. You know what I'm saying? Like
they still performed like the Rolling Stones.
Right.
They still had their characteristics, but they incorporated more modern theme or whatever it was with that. So I'm actually gonna go with the Rolling Stones, which I'm surprised about because Zeppelin's a real good a group there, but I'm gonna have to go with Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones, look at that. I didn't think that when I picked these four.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked that originally either, but as I'm processing and going through it, it just happens that was yeah, I think they got it.
Yeah, because I bring up Metallica again because when when they first came out, they just jammed
Unbelievable.
8-10 minute songs. They just blow it out of the park, and then they had to become commercial. They had to get to the radio stations and stuff like that. So they changed. They were still Metallica, but they changed their
other albums.
Sound. Yeah,
fell flat.
Yeah, and now they're trying with the last couple albums. They tried to go
bringing
back
it
to
back.
the roots.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed the last couple.
Yeah,
albums, so.
No, they brought it back much better. But for a while there, they fell flat, and it was like this isn't. What are they doing?
Right.
So,
but if you can, with like the Rolling Stones, if you can maintain your identity regardless of whatever, So
Rolling Stones did it. Cher did it.
Yeah.
As much as I hate the bitch, Madonna did it.
Come on. You're going to get a letter from Madonna one of these days.
I hope she does. I hope she breaks a finger trying to write it. Email me, Madonna. Hopefully you break a finger hitting the FU buttons.
Alrighty.
All right. So now the part where everybody gets to learn something. You ready, Dave?
I'm ready. It's been a while. Educate me.
It is time for That's Where It Came From. Okay, so where did it come from? It came from a long time ago. No, what's the phrase? The phrase is stinking rich. You've heard people, that family, they're stinking rich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this guy over here, stinking rich. And real quick, Todd, thank you for this one. He sent it to me. He let me know about this one. So I appreciate it. I know you know this one already. To you. Love you. Anyway, stinking rich. Any idea?
No clue. They're so rich they smell like the money? I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what it is. They smell like the money.
They bathe in it.
$100
bill.
No. No. So we go back to the Victorian ages. Mm-hmm. And it has to do with something that we spoke about earlier, which was Saved by the Bell. Do you remember Saved by the Bell?
Yes, I remember Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
Yes.
For those who haven't seen this, if you go back, one of the Saved by the Bell ones was that people were afraid that they were going to be buried alive in the old days. So they'd tie a string to their finger that went above the grave into a bell. And then when they woke up underground, they would move their finger and ring the bell, and the groundskeeper would save them.
Right.
But if you were rich, why go underground? You don't have to go underground. You can afford a tomb and be buried above ground. Just in case you're buried alive, you're not actually buried. You're just in a tomb.
Mm-hmm.
Above ground, where everybody can see the tomb.
Okay.
But when your body starts to decay, the graveyard would start to stink. But it only happened to rich people because they're the only ones that could afford to be in the tombs above ground.
Yeah.
So if you had enough money, you could be stinking rich.
Nice. I'm going to smell me for a while.
Yeah.
I'm so rich.
I'm so rich that I'm going to stink up the joint. But yeah, as their bodies decayed above ground, the graveyard would you'd smell the decay of the dead bodies.
Well, they've had to have come a long way because those kind of burial sites still exist. I'm assuming.
Correct. They're
When you get
airtight
put-
now.
Yeah, so the technology for that has
Yeah, now you don't have to be as stinking rich. You can just be rich.
yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, they changed it. Now you're just rich.
Now you're just rich.
You're tomb rich. But that's where stinking rich comes from.
Alrighty.
So
Good to know.
Now, like I said earlier this episode, it is Mental Health Month still, and it is very important to me that everybody takes care of their mental health. So please, 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 please check on yourself, check on your friends, check on your family, make sure everybody's doing okay. If you or somebody is having a problem, there is a crisis hotline. You can call or text 988 at any point in time, and they will actually try and help you through the situation that you're going through. There's also an AFSP.org. It's an American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So if you need some help or assistance, whether it's counseling, whether it's therapy, support groups, facilities, whatever it is that you need, hospitalization, whatever it is, these people can help you search for it and look for it and get you into a better place mentally. Or if you've dealt with somebody who has passed already and you're trying to figure out what's the next step, save.org, you can go there and they support the suicide loss survivors. So if you or somebody you know has somebody who has passed because of this terrible thing, it helps them adjust and make it into a better place for themselves so they don't struggle as hard. And again, whether that's support groups or anything else. And did a special show last week. If you didn't see it, go back last week. It was episode 18, Mental Health Awareness. And it's me. Dave wasn't able to make it on that one, but it was me and a doctor, and we talked about a different type of treatments with ketamine and InLIGHTEN Wellness. If you get the opportunity and you need help, please reach out to them. They are an amazing facility. Or Mental Joe Apparel. He also talks about different treatments and everything else to help you with your mental health. So if you can, if you're having problems or if you need some help, please reach out. And always help each other, because that's what this is all about. We're trying to smile, we're trying to laugh, we're trying to have a good time. And sometimes we fall. Sometimes it's in a bad place. Sometimes it's in a good place. Sometimes you fall down a rabbit hole. Speaking of rabbit holes, Dave, there's our newest shirt, cup, and everything else. One of our merchandise is falling down a rabbit hole. That's a Shooting It Straight exclusive with Donnie C right there. You can get that. We also have some T-shirts and phone covers and sweatshirts, aliens with Out of This World, Bad to the Bone. We have Monkeying Around. We have a whole bunch of different type of things. So if you can, check us out on tpublic.com also. And as always, send in your questions to shootingitstraightwdc@gmail.com so you can find out what Donnie C really thinks about shooting it straight with you. Until next week, guys, have a good one.
Peace, everybody.
Give me a minute, Dave. I'm in the wrong screen.
Yeah, I see that. Well-oiled machine.
If you're stinking rich, go get a mug. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.